Welcome back to Platinum Hunters, and boy do I have some very exciting news for you guys who watch this show. Specifically, for the PlayStation 5, Sony has announced that customers will be getting the PlayStation Plus collection, which is like a greatest hits of the PS4 library. Cool stuff, Sony. It will contain 20 games in that collection, and at launch, people will be able to download them for free into their libraries on the PS5. Well, I had a crazy thought in my head the other day. All 20 games have obtainable platinum, so you see where this is going? My plan is to obtain glory and bring all 20 of these games to the Platinum Hunters series, and this will include awesome games like Until Dawn, The Last of Us Remastered, God of War, Days Gone, and more excellent games, including the game we were going to start this whole shebang off with, Ratchet and Clank. And before we jump into the Ratchet and Clank Platinum Trophy, I just want to say to all the future watchers out there, this is the first episode, and I'm going to have a playlist of videos in the description and at the end of the video that will chronicle all of the PlayStation Plus collection series. There, now the video is future-proof. But back to the topic at hand. I have been following the Ratchet and Clank series since all the way back in 2003 with the release of Going Commando. So I am no spring chicken when it comes to this series, and I have played every single one of them. So imagine my excitement when I heard that the series was going to come to PlayStation 4. I was very excited, to say the least. Strange enough though, what we technically got was a movie tie-in game to coincide with the theatrical release of Ratchet and Clank. This game is definitely a game based on a movie based on a game. And while the movie failed to create waves, the game certainly did. Ratchet and Clank released at a time when there were very few first-party experiences on the PlayStation 4. Along with Bloodborne and Until Dawn, Ratchet and Clank 2016 did a great job helping to end that drought. Initial reception was great, and the game sold very well. And with the release of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart coming soon, the series is in a very, very good place. And the Platinum Trophy for this game is one that I already have in my trophy case prior to the announcement of the PlayStation Plus collection. If you are already familiar with the series, the run at the Platinum Trophy is going to be very similar to past iterations like A Crack in Time and Into the Nexus. But that doesn't mean it's not worthy enough to be in your trophy collection. And I'm going to break down what you need to do to get the Hero of Heroes Platinum Trophy in this video. Let's hit the rap sheet and go. The Ratchet and Clank reboot feels like the greatest hits album of the series. It's got the best assortment of weapons, taking from some of the best in the series. The movement and gunplay is also the best and most refined iteration you'll find in any of the Ratchet and Clank games. And of course, the graphics are absolutely gorgeous. One thing I hope returns in Rift Apart and future titles is the card system, which adds value to an already great RPG system. While I love the gameplay, I have quite a bit of issues with the story and the remake's scope. The game plays fast and loose with whether it wants to be a reboot or a remake. Some levels are remade versions of the first game, while others are completely brand new. And that would have been okay if it wasn't for the fact that some of the levels from the original are MIA in this game. Also, the story plays out incredibly different, even trashing the original version's final boss, Chairman Drek, for a new one. And lastly, the whole experience concludes much quicker than previous entries. Even still, the Ratchet and Clank reboot is still a series must-play for its exhilarating gameplay, amazing graphical fidelity, and the host of weapons and gadgets. At the end of the day, blowing up stuff is what counts. But this is Platinum Hunters, the show where we look at everything it takes to get the platinum and whether it's worth the effort to achieve it. So without further ado, let's jump into this one. The Ratchet and Clank Reboot's Platinum Trophy is pretty easy, all things considered. It's not that difficult even on its hardest difficulty setting, and the game helps you find the collectibles with helpful tools in game. It has one really excruciatingly annoying trophy that bumps up the difficulty just a bit, and this is dependent on if you know about it and you know exactly how to achieve it. I think a rating of casual is the right spot for this platinum. That's about a 3 out of 10. Firstly, let's get the obligatory story mode trophies out of the way, in which there are 14 of them, all non-missable. As usual on Platinum Hunters, we don't reveal their names or descriptions to try not to spoil the story for people who haven't played the game yet. But if you've played any of the other Ratchet and Clank games, completing this one is going to feel extra familiar. You're going to have to do at least 2 playthroughs of the game, one on any of the game's 3 difficulty settings, and of course one on challenge mode, which is always served as the game's new game plus mode. Once you complete the game on challenge mode, you will unlock the trophy Challenging. While you are doing your second playthrough in challenge mode, you can unlock the trophy Cha-Ching for maxing out your bolt multiplier. This is an exclusive feature to challenge mode where the more enemies you defeat without taking a hit, the higher this multiplier will go until it hits times 20. This trophy can be pretty tricky because the multiplier doesn't increase every time you slay an enemy. The best place to attempt this is with the sand sharks on Iridia. You won't max out your multiplier in this section, but it's a heck of a good start, and always keep in mind rule number 1, don't get hit. Now let's talk about firepower, and there are a bunch of trophies tied to collecting all the weapons and gadgets in the game. Full gun rack will unlock when you collect all 14 weapons in the game. All the weapons can be purchased in the Gadgetron vendors at various stages of the story, except for the fusion grenade and combustor, both found on Veldin, the Predator launcher, which can be obtained on Nebula G34 doing the optional mission Search for the Blarg Warships for Weapons, and of course the iconic series BFG, the RYNO. We'll cover exactly how to obtain this beast a little later in the video. You are also going to have to grab all the gadgets and unlock the trophy Tech Head. Most of the gadgets are given to you through the story, while some are obtained from optional missions. For some strange reason, the RYNO is also counted as a gadget, so you will need to get this weapon to pop this trophy. Grabbing all the weapons is only part of the fun. Upgrading them to their max potential is where things get super spicy. Every gun can gain experience just by using them in combat. During your first run, weapons can grow to level 5, and then an additional 5 more levels once you reach challenge mode. So for example, let's say you upgrade your Groovatron to the Groovabomb at level 5 and don't unlock the trophy Maximizing Potential for maxing out your first weapon. It's because you need the Groovabomb to go to level 10 in challenge mode. Fully upgrading all your weapons to level 10 will award you with the Master of War trophy. Your weapons aren't the only thing that gains experience, so does Ratchet's health bar. By taking down enemies and gaining XP, you can also increase your maximum health and obtain the trophy Mr. Fancy Pants. Same shtick as the weapons. Your max health during your regular playthrough will only go up to 100. But in challenge mode, your health can go up to 200, and that's when you're going to get the trophy to pop. Now on your adventure, you'll start collecting a resource called Raritanium. This rare material is a random drop from enemies, or you can find it in deposits hidden in all the levels. If you go to any Gadgetron vendor and spend them to mod your weapons, you will get Modder for your very first weapon mod, and eventually these go to 11 when you have fully modded every weapon. Now let's talk about 2 missable trophies, everybody's favorite thing in trophy hunting. And one of those is the miserable and super annoying trophy that I mentioned earlier. This is one of the most important parts of the video, and the one trophy I really want you guys to know how to grab exactly in this manner. The trophy is called Death by Disco, and it requires you to use the Groovatron weapon or Groovabomb if you have it upgraded on all the enemies in the game. Sounds simple and straightforward, but spoiler, it's not. The game does not let you know which enemies you have used the Groovatron on in any visual way. On top of that, there are enemies that you will only encounter once, like bosses, and then disappear after progressing through the story. If you missed out on slapping them with some disco beats, congratulations, you will have to start another playthrough of the game. The best thing you can do is capture this trophy on your challenge mode playthrough when you have the upgraded Groovatron. I'm going to leave a link in the description with a list of enemies you need to lay the boogie down on. Follow it religiously and pay special attention to the missable enemies, because a lot of the other enemies you can go back to later if for some reason you missed them. The game is not very long, but this will avoid an unnecessary third playthrough of the game. Another good tip that I wasn't aware of when I played the game is that any enemies you hit with the Groovatron in your first playthrough will carry over to your first challenge run. But after that, any additional runs at challenge mode will completely reset the progress of the trophy. Use this wisely to help you get Death by Disco on your second playthrough. The other missable trophy is called Safecracker, and this one requires you to solve all the Trespasser puzzles. The majority of them are mandatory to progress through the game, but a few sneaky ones are optional, and you can finish the game without doing all of them. On top of that, the trophy is also missable because you can auto-hack the puzzles in challenge mode, and this will cause you to miss the trophy on the challenge run as well. Until you have this trophy sitting in your nice, beautiful trophy case, all nice and polished up, don't use auto-hack ever. And the guide for each puzzle location is in the description as well. Let's talk collectibles now, because what would a Ratchet and Clank game be like without gold bolts? Yes, the hidden bling we have to go look for in every Ratchet and Clank game. Thankfully, none of the 28 gold bolts that you get for the trophy Ultimate Explorer are missable and can be collected at any time in the game. They will also transfer over to Challenger mode, so you only have to collect them once. Late game or end game is the ideal time to go and grab these, because not only will you have the Map-O-Matic gadget to show you exactly where they are, but you will also have all gadgets and weapons to be able to grab them. A video for all locations will be in the description below. Brand new to the series via this game is the Holocard collection, which is another set of collectibles that you will need to get. There are 3 trophies attached to the Holocards, starting with Trader in Training for completing your first Holocard set. Each of these Holocard sets consists of 3 specific cards you will need to get, and there are 33 sets in total. The Holocards are random drops from defeating enemies, just like Raritanium mentioned earlier. However, when you obtain duplicate Holocards, you can use 5 of those duplicates to trade in for any Holocard of your choosing. The first time you do make the trade-in, you will get the trophy Trade Up. Now you're going to want to keep doing this process of collecting and trading Holocards so you can complete the whole Holocard collection and gain the trophy Super Trader. Just like the gold bolts, all Holocards in your first playthrough transfer over to the challenge playthrough. Also, big pro tip here, keep an eye out for the Holocard sets that increase the drop rates for Holocards so that you can speed up your collection efforts. However, to truly complete the collection, you will have to finish a unique Holocard set dedicated to the RYNO weapons of old. These 9 special RYNO cards can't be randomly obtained like normal Holocards. You are going to have to find 7 of them in secret locations hidden in the levels, and the other 2 by finishing the 2 Gold Cup hoverboard races on Rilgar and Kalibo. Grab all 9 cards using the guide in the description down below, and finish up your Holocard collection to obtain the Super Trader trophy. As a side note, collecting the 9 RYNO cards is necessary to craft the RYNO weapon on Rilgar, and this will help you complete the aforementioned trophies Full Gun Rack and Tech Head mentioned earlier. Moving on from collectibles to the 3 hoverboard focused trophies, the first one is called Faster Than a Speeding Amoeboid, where you need to get a time faster than 1 minute and 30 seconds on the Rilgar Gold Cup race. The other trophy, Kalibo Thunder, asks you to get a time of under 2 minutes and 5 seconds on Kalibo's Gold Cup race. Between the two of these, the Rilgar race is a lot more challenging and took me much longer to do. The time to beat this race feels much tighter, and you are going to want to keep your boost reserves up practically for the whole race. For the Kalibo race, make sure you hit the shortcut every lap, and that time is super easy to beat. Once you hit the top of the podium and get first place in both cups, you will get the trophy Go Speed Ratchet Go. With all that out of the way now, all that's left is the planet specific trophies, which I'm going to outline by the order of the planets appear in. First off, we're starting on Core 2 when we play as Clank. The trophy is called Clank Crusher, and you have to send 5 Gadgetbots to their doom by sending them into the Crusher, found midway through the level. You will know you are in the right part of the level when you see a whole bunch of conveyor belts, and you have to activate the Crusher using one of the Gadgetbots. Next is the trophy That Sinking Feeling, and this trophy was kind of annoying because it requires you to knock a Constructobot into the quicksand. The only problem is hitting them with your wrench doesn't really send them that far, and certainly in most encounters not far enough to drop into the quicksand. There is one though later in the level that's sitting on top of a catwalk, and if you line up the wrench hit just right, he will fall off the catwalk and into the quicksand. I got lucky with this, but other strategies I've heard people use are to hit him with the Groovatron and then throw your wrench at him. The next trophy, I Hate Lamp, tasks you with breaking 17 lamps on Kirwan. Super easy, and I've left a guide in the description that will show you every location of every lamp in the level. Now on Rilgar, be wary of this missable trophy called Not My Job. The Extermabots are fighting with the Amoeboids, and all you have to do really is just sit back and let them fight. Seriously, after 35 Amoeboids are blasted, you will get the trophy. This one is missable because the only time these enemies will spawn is the first time you visit the planet, so either get it on your first run, or again, you'll have an opportunity on your challenge run to get it. Top Gunner is the next trophy over on the planet Gaspar, and all you have to do is take down 40 enemies while you are flying with the jetpack. Another easy peasy one, other than the fact that there is no indicator telling you how many kills you have. You will most likely get this trophy while you're trying to acquire another trophy called Abby Normal. You will get to a part of the Gaspar level where you have to collect brains from these beasts called a Telepathopus. After you defeat and collect all the brains, you will get the trophy. A few of these were a bit hard to find, so wait till you get the Map-O-Matic or consult the guide I'm going to leave for you down below. While playing as Ratchet in the Core 2 factory, you will see a bunch of robots in an assembly line. This is where you get the trophy Warbutts into Plowshares by destroying 10 of them. This one is very hard to miss, and they will just keep spawning, so just keep blasting them away until you get the trophy. Another super easy one is Pool Sharks Are the Worst. Just jump into the water, swim out of bounds till a shark devours you whole. Lovely trophy. Here's the last missable trophy in the game, and it involves one of my fave weapons, the Sheepinator. You will first acquire the weapon on Kalibo, and you will have to use it on a Blarg helicopter that is a little later in the level to get the trophy When Sheep Fly. It's missable because these enemies only spawn when you're first completing the level. It's also a little tough to sheepinate this enemy with a stock unupgraded weapon. If you do miss this one, fear not, you can always do it in challenge mode where the Blarg helicopter spawns on Kirwan as well. Also on Kalibo, there is this weird trophy called Lazy Lombax. Right when you jump out of your ship, you will notice 3 conveyor belts in front of you. What you have to do is stand at the very top of the conveyor belt and don't move. Just let the thing take you to the other side of it. This is another one of those annoying trophies that doesn't tell you if it's registered or how many you have gotten. You just gotta keep trying until the trophy pops. The last 2 trophies left for this platinum run are found on the very last level, the Planetizer. The first one is found inside of Chairman Drek's office. Obtain the trophy Character Assassination by blowing up all 5 planet models on the sides of the room. The final one is kinda weird. While playing the level, you will unlock the trophy A2 Copernicus by finding a door with a lock symbol on it. That is the Quark Lounge, and what you need to do is hologuise yourself as Captain Quark and stand in front of the door. When you start hearing Quark speak, you know you've done it right. When I previously tried to get it myself, this thing gave me grief and would not pop the trophy. Some people say you don't need the disguise, so I'm not entirely sure on what triggers the trophy, but this is where and how you get it. Ladies, gents, blarg, amoeboids, lombaxes, and robots. If you have been following this guide and have gotten every last trophy, congratulations! You have obtained the Hero of Heroes Platinum Trophy for Ratchet and Clank. Overall, I think the Ratchet and Clank Reboot Platinum is a good one to have in your collection. Aside from the Death by Disco trophy and a few other annoying trophies, the Platinum Trophy run is pretty easy and fun. It may not be my favorite Ratchet game in the series, but it's definitely one of the most refined ones, and is a great game to get free in the PlayStation Plus collection. Insomniac have done a tremendous job yet again on this Ratchet and Clank game, and I can't wait to see what they have cooking with Rift Apart. So go out and purchase some weapons from the Gadgetron vendors and start blasting away at this Platinum Trophy. It definitely gets my recommendation. Thank you guys again so much for watching this episode of Platinum Hunters, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is the first in the PS Plus collection series where I will be playing every game announced so far in the PlayStation Plus collection. There are 22 Platinum trophies that I'm going to collect. Some of them I have already, and some of them that I'll be trying for the first time. So definitely you're going to want to subscribe to the channel to keep updated with all those videos coming out in the near future. The next video though is going to be another PS5 Platinum, so I will see you guys in that video. Peace out.